How do you know and determine if you have a swayback posture? And there's two ways to really determine this. And number one is a visual representation, and number two is actually doing an assessment to see if those results match up with the visual representation. When we talk about looking at somebody's posture, this is what you want to look out for, even if this is including yourself. If your pelvis is too far forwards in space, so it's pushed forwards, and your thorax is a little bit more backwards, that's a really good indicator. And even your pelvis will be tilted a little bit more posteriorly like this. You might notice that there's a slight bend in the knees. You might notice that there's not a lot of glute that is showing, and you generally have more of a flat back or a little bit more of a rounded back. Now the sternum generally gets really depressed, so it's pulled down like this. The shoulders internally rotate and the head of the neck are protruding too far forwards. That is a really good way of visually determining this. Now, if we want to really match this up, we need to do an assessment. So I'm just going to show you two things that you can do really quickly right now. So lay flat on your back, and you're going to be starting with one leg at a time. So your legs are straight out in front of you. Slowly lift one leg up at a time while keeping the knee straight the entire time. That is super important. If you cannot get past 45 degrees, that's a really good indication that you could be in a swayback posture. Now the second one is your femoral external rotation is quite a bit greater than your femoral internal rotation. So if you've noticed this and you're doing these two assessments and you fall in this category, now this is a really good video for you to follow because I'm going to be showing you a progression model. Now I want you to understand, when we are in more of that sway back posture, our pelvis is pushed forwards, bringing our femurs more into external rotation. So it's more challenging for us to internally rotate. When we internally rotate, we need space available in the lower part of our pelvis to actually open up so we can move into that. However, with the sway back, the lower part of the glutes are very, very tight. There can be a lot of collagen from our fascia that builds up and creates a bit of a shelf and just locking us there, so it's hard to express internal rotation. So if we are like this, it's really important that we open that space up first before we actually start teaching the body how to shift into these different postures and positions. I'm going to be showing you a fascia decompression technique in key areas that really help unlock this. Now, if we understand the fascia meridians and these fascia lines in the body, when we look at from the neck all the way down to the pelvis, generally there is a pull between these 2 points, and that is locking me in this forward alignment. In the lower part of the glutes to about the knees, they're also really tight posteriorly, and that's going to be pulling the pelvis under us, and it's going to be shortening the hamstrings. When we release key areas of our fascia, then we can more easily move into these joint spaces and make a true fix. And then I'm going to be showing you some corrective exercises, how to now effectively move in and out of these joint spaces, how to own this new posture that we need to retrain our body. It can take some time to do this, of course, because we've been stuck in this posture for so long, and also something that you can do at your desk, especially if you have a desk job, just to help maintain and own this new space that we've created. All you're going to need is a rolled up towel or a block from Block Therapy, and let's start with our fascia decompression techniques. Once you have either your rolled up towel, compact it nice and tight like this, or a block from Block Therapy, we're going to get started with the belly position. And this is working between the lower ribs and the pelvis because it becomes so tight. So we want to start creating some length so that our abs aren't always just tight pulling us down. We need to decompress this area before we can move on. So nice and slow, position your towel or block directly over top of your belly button. And as we slowly come into this position, let's start up on the elbows. And I want you to start breathing in and out through your nose and relaxing. It is so important that we are relaxed and in more of a parasympathetic state to allow our connective tissue to release and decompress in order to make effective change. So now once you've settled in, you can slowly bring yourself lower towards the floor, and then you can just rest your head into your arms like this. And we want to breathe through the diaphragm. So as you inhale, I want you to feel your belly, but also your rib cage expanding as you inhale. Really slow, gentle inhales and slow, gentle exhales. And you're gonna be spending about 3 minutes minimum in this position to allow our connective tissue to effectively decompress. As you're settled into this area, you can very slowly twist on over to the right, which can help create more of an effective release, and of course over to the left. Now there's gonna be some pain, there's gonna be some sensations. This might be uncomfortable, and that is normal. That's just telling us like there is a lot of compression going on in this area that we need to decompress because this area is so tight. So once you spent your 3 minutes here, nice and slow, bring your hands under your shoulders and exhale up and off. For this next position, we're gonna be working in the mid to lower part of the glute. Now, this is really important because it gets very, very tight because our pelvis is shifted so far forwards and posteriorly tipped. So lay flat on your back, grab your tool, and we're gonna be putting this under one glute at a time. So let's start with that left side. So let's lift the pelvis up, position the tool on the left mid to lower glute, and then bring the pelvis back down. And let's just hang out here for a bit and let's just focus on our breath because there can be some sensations here. Once you've settled in, we're very slowly going to bend the hip into hip flexion or hip bend, and you're gonna feel that the back part of the pelvis is starting to open up as you do this. You might not get far, so just work in that first area where you're feeling more space opening, which can represent more pain, more adhesion, and you're just gonna stay there and breathe. And then once you feel like that's starting to release, you can bring this into more hip flexion, and we're just going to be continuing this to create more of an opening in the back part of the pelvis. So you're going to spend about 3 minutes here, and then once you've completed that on one side, you're going to exhale up and off, you're going to slide that on over to the other side and perform the exact same process. If you felt and sensed a change with this fascia decompression technique and you want your own block and a full program to target the entire body and corrective exercises, you can check out the link to our block therapy starter package. I'll have that in the description below. For this next exercise, all you will need is a rolled up towel and a counter, a desk, or a table, something that's about hip height. And all we're gonna be doing here is I'm gonna have my feet about 1.5 to 2 feet away from the table, and I'm gonna have my hands straight out in front of me like this. Now we're gonna be feeling the contacts of the inner heel, ball of the big toe, outer foot, so we're not collapsing the feet in. I want you to feel all points of contact on the floor because we know that the plantar fascia is directly connected to the glutes, and we're really gonna be opening up the glutes here. Let's position the towel between the thighs. Just a very gentle squeeze, nothing too intense, maybe a 2 out of 10. And then as I am here, we're gonna start in this neutral position. And I want you to make sure that you are not rounding and flexing the spine. If anything, we should be doing the inverse where we're now creating a little bit more extension. So at any time as we're hinging here and your low back or your back wants to round, don't go any further, and let's start working in that space that you have available in this very moment. Now that I'm here, very slow, we're going to exhale, and how you initiate this is you're thinking that you're bringing your hips back. You're not rounding your spine. The hips are coming straight back like this, and you can very slowly, if you need, just walk your hands further on the table here. Now, I am not rounding my low back. I really want to emphasize this because we want to do quite the opposite here, and we're creating a little bit more extension. Now, I can stay here for about a breath, and then nice and slow, I can come back up to neutral. That would be 1 repetition. Now you may want to stay in this space and you're like, wow, this is really opening up the back part of my pelvis, my glute, my hip capsule. This feels really great. You can stay here as long as you make sure that your foot contacts are making contact with the floor. You're feeling that your glutes opening, you're not in pain. You can hang out here for about 3 to 5 breaths. and then we come back up. So this is really going to teach us how to open up the back part of the pelvis, how to hinge, and really do the opposite of this. We want to start doing more of this. So perform about 5 repetitions and do 2 to 3 sets before moving on. Many of us have desk jobs, or we're just working at the desk or a table for hours and hours a day. And it's important that we're not just stuck in this posture, but we can take some of these key points into how we sit so that we don't just fall back into that negative alignment. Grab a rolled up towel, position this between your thighs. It can really be any object. It can be a block, a little ball, whatever really makes sense for you. And I'm gonna just come off of the back part of the rest just slightly. Now this is gonna train me to be in a little bit more extension. Now let's feel the feet. We want those 3 points of contact on the floor, ball of the big toe, inner heel, and the outer portion of the foot. Make sure the feet aren't just externally rotating. Try to keep them straight ahead. And as we gently squeeze and we're working here, I have my elbows a little bit wider because if we are more in a sway back posture, we don't have as much internal rotation at the hips and the shoulders. So we're just going to start from more of this externally rotated position. We're going to have the elbows a little bit wider. And as we're here creating a little bit of extension, I want you to focus on exhaling fully. You can even do this just as a break every 30 minutes from your desk job. Exhale fully, but feel the side abs engaging. Lock that in place. Try not to trigger those 6-pack abs because that will tend to pull us right back down, where these oblique muscles hold the rib cage down. So as we exhale fully, I want you to inhale really slow and gently and start feeling that the rib cage is starting to expand. Now that is how you decompress the rib cage from the inside out, by using the power of your diaphragm. For the routine to follow, we started with the belly position and we're gonna stay there for about 3 minutes. And then we work into the glute position. We'll spend 3 minutes on each glute. And then we worked into the exercise where we're focusing on hinging at the hips and breathing through this space. Perform 5 repetitions and do 2 to 3 sets. And if you really enjoy just staying in more of that hinge hip flex position, then you can hang out there and breathe and really make this your own exercise. And then I gave you the postural advice on how to sit at a desk to optimize your posture. So I recommend doing this at least 5 to 7 days of the week, and try this for at least 2 weeks. You've generally been stuck in a sway back posture for a very long time, months, even years. So it takes some time and some effort and consistency to make a true long lasting change. So I hope you enjoy this video, and we'll see you in the next one.